Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, once again it's time for Robcast, coming at you live, uncut and unrated from Spreaker Podcast and Robcast Radio. So hold on, all you little maniacs. Here's Zombie, put your hands together, cause here we go. Oh yeah. Go grab you an adult beverage and some big titties, roll your fatty, cause baby it is time. Here we go.
What do you say? What do you say, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? Oh man, what a day, what a day. As you know, we always like to start off your show by saying thank you. Thank you, Army. Thank you, Navy. Thank you, Air Force. And thank you, Marines, for doing what you bad motherfuckers do to keep our country free. And while we're thinking, we also like to say back the badge. Thank you, police officers, firefighters, and EMTs, because when all of us average everyday Joes, we run away from danger, you all are trained to run straight into it. And so for that reason, Robcast Radio will always give you respect. So back to badge, support your military, and rock and roll. It's Thursday, 12/7/17, and we heard today that Al Franken has resigned. And what is he, the state senator, congressman, whatever, representative? We will get into that in just a moment. But yeah, I thought we would get on here and talk a little bit about, there's been a lot of sexual misconduct, accusations and allegations going on, and it's pretty interesting. Al Franken's exit speech. So I thought, before we hear everyone else rebooting and recapping and just, using things that he said, out of context, that maybe we'll sit here and we'll listen to it and we'll recap. And if you don't know who Al Franken is, that's what we're going to spend a little bit of this episode of the Robcast talking about Al Franken, some of my first memories of Al Franken. And man, it seems like one of those people, like I don't know the guy. He wasn't my neighbor. I'm not from Minnesota, but I knew some people from Minnesota. And another celebrity, just thinking about it right here, right now, wasn't Jesse the Body Ventura? Wasn't Jesse Ventura their Minnesotan that was a successful run for some sort of office there anyway? Governor? He was the governor. So let's see if I might be able to find on here Al Franken's speech. And then we will go over that, we'll talk about it, and we'll see what you all think. Yeah, I'll look for the Al Franken speech here, but since we've talked a little bit about sexual misconduct, look, it's never right, alright? It's never something that should be part of your everyday fucking job. You know what I mean? And it's a damn shame that it's gotten to the point to where that has become part of some people's everyday job. Whenever we joke about the casting couch in Hollywood, and stuff like that, so, okay, that's alright. Here we go. I'll get to that. No, okay, well. Audio nuggets. Okay. Give me a moment, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Alright, I think we found it. And just to let you in on how how you would be able to follow the show or listen to the show anytime. You don't have to listen to it right now. You can listen to it while you're jogging, while you're getting your workout, your MMA training at Rough House Fitness. And then once you get all your training done, you can go over to Ken Joe's Barbecue and get you a nice barbecue sandwich. Or hey, if you're not into the bread, then just get you some of that heavy duty Texas beef, baby, beef protein. All right, rock and roll. I found the Al Franken Resignation. I found his speech that he gave. But yeah, a couple of different ways that you're able to listen to the show anytime. You can follow us on YouTube. That's the Rob C. Zombie channel on YouTube, and it's audio only, so you'll be able to listen, make comments, or whatever you do. Also, definitely, you can follow the show on Twitter at Robcast Radio on Twitter. Facebook, Robert Cole, Zombie in parentheses on Facebook. And at Robcast Radio on Instagram. Definitely last but not least, download the Spreaker Podcast app in your mobile device. The best podcasting network on planet Earth, Spreaker Podcast. And that's where you can listen to such programs as the Joe Rogan Experience. A couple of new ones that I teased y'all about last time that I really like to listen to is Bert Kreischer has a good podcast. Tom Segura has a good podcast, and definitely the Church of What's Happening Now with Joey Coco Diaz is a great podcast. Listen to all of those. Let me know what you think. And always, I like to listen to the Joe Rogan Experience. I like to listen to, sometimes I like to listen to some Hollywood Babylon with Ralph Garman. Mad respect to Mr. Ralph Garman. And yeah, rock and roll. We're going to listen to now Al Franken's Resignation speech. We're going to see what you all think about What's the Haps. What's the Haps?
Over the last few weeks, a number of women have come forward to talk about how they felt my actions had affected them. I was shocked. I was upset. But in responding to their claims, I also wanted to be respectful of that broader conversation. Because all women deserve to be heard and their experiences taken seriously. I think that was the right thing to do. I also think it gave some people the false impression that I was admitting to doing things that, in fact, I haven't done. Some of the allegations against me are simply not true. Others I remember very differently. I said at the outset that the Ethics Committee was the right venue for these allegations to be heard and investigated and evaluated on their merits. That I was prepared to cooperate fully and that I was confident in the outcome. You know, an important part of the conversation we've been having the last few months has been about how men abuse their power and privilege to hurt women. I am proud that during my time in the Senate, I have used my power to be a champion of women. And that I've earned a reputation as someone who respects the women I work alongside every day. I know there's been a very different picture of me painted over the last few weeks, but I know who I really am. Serving in the United States Senate has been a great honor of my life. I know in my heart that nothing I have done as a senator, nothing has brought this honor on this institution. And I am confident that the Ethics Committee would agree. Nevertheless, today I am announcing that in the coming weeks, I will be resigning as a member of the United States Senate. I, of all people, am aware that there is some irony in the fact that I am leaving while a man who has bragged on tape about his history of sexual assault sits in the Oval Office and a man who has repeatedly preyed on young girls, campaigns for the Senate with the full support of his party. But this decision is not about me. It's about the people of Minnesota. It's become clear that I can't both pursue the Ethics Committee process and at the same time remain an effective senator for them. Let me be clear. I may be resigning my seat, but I am not giving up my voice. I will continue to stand up for the things I believe in as a citizen and as an activist. But Minnesotans deserve a senator who can focus with all her energy on addressing the challenges they face every day. There is a big part of me that will always regret having to walk away from this job with so much work left to be done. But I have faith that the work will continue because I have faith in the people who have helped me do it. I have faith in the dedicated, funny, selfless, brilliant young men and women on my staff. They have so much more to contribute to our country. And I hope that, as disappointed as they may feel today, everyone who has worked for me knows how much I admire and respect them. I have faith in my colleagues, especially my senior senator, Amy Klobuchar. I would not have been able to do this job without her guidance and wisdom. And I have faith, or at least hope, that members of this Senate will find the political courage necessary to keep asking the tough questions, hold this administration accountable, and stand up for the truth. I have faith in the activists who organized to help me win my first campaign and who have kept on organizing to help fight for the people who needed us. Kids facing bullying, seniors worried about the price of prescription drugs, Native Americans who have been overlooked for far too long, working people who have been taking it on the chin for a generation, everyone in the middle class, and everyone aspiring to join it. I have faith in the proud legacy of progressive advocacy that I have had the privilege to be a part of. I think I've probably repeated these words 10,000 times over the years. Paul Wellstone's famous quote, "The future belongs to those who are passionate and work hard." It's still true. It will always be true. And most of all, I have faith in Minnesota. A big part of this job is going around the state and listening to what people need from Washington. But more often than not, when I'm home, I am blown away by how much Minnesota has to offer the entire country and the entire world. The people I've had the honor of representing are brilliant and creative and hardworking, and whoever holds this seat next will inherit the challenge I've enjoyed for the last 8.5 years, being as good as the people you serve. This has been a tough few weeks for me, but I am a very, very lucky man. I have a beautiful, healthy family that I love and that loves me very much. I'm going to be just fine. I'd just like to end with one last thing. I did not grow up wanting to be a politician. I came to this relatively late in life. I had to learn a lot on the fly.